Okay, moving right along. Let's move into the next set of photos for our week number 6 challenge, Sharp Photo Challenge number 6. Guess your manual settings. All right, I'm fueled up. Let's do this. Kim Lawrence. I apologize for spelling your name wrong so many times on all these videos. They have been corrected. She called me on that. It's Kim Lawrence. The law of the Rents. Oh, awesome. This is cute. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Some of these, I'm still getting used to the Flickr layout. This is weird. This is interesting how they've changed this. Actually, I wonder where are settings on here? Oh, that's pretty nice. Great Flickr. I dig that. Huh, it's even got a little photo of the Sony Nexa 5N. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to check that out more. I can see your camera. And it's the exact lens. This is really helpful. I dig this Flickr. Wow. Awesome. So back to the photo here. Okay, shot of a beaver. Did you nail the exposure? Yes, looks like you did. Shooting outside with the snow and the bright sun and in the daylight, it can be very, very difficult. Your light meter tends to get tripped up a little bit. So it gets a little funky, a little stupid, doesn't really know what a proper exposure is. So it's tough to rely on just that. For your first shot, that's bang on. Bang on. Well exposed here. And we're looking primarily at the, not the exposure of the entire image, but of the subject here. The beaver is properly exposed. That's great. If you're shooting raw, you can definitely work with that. Yeah, that's beautiful. Got it right on. Plus, it's a cool looking beaver there. If we were now to talk about the photo for a second, the choice of f-stop, f4, and were you zoomed in at all? Does it tell me? Oh yes, 24 mil. Okay, so you're wide, but you must have been up nice and close. You have a lot of daylight to work with, so what I would have done, once you're that close with the camera, you have a shallow depth of field, and it looks like your camera focused on his front paw here, his front right paw, so you're losing the face back here in focus. So if you wanted to get focus back to the face, not saying you wanted to, maybe you aimed for the right paw, but it looks like for this shot you would kind of want it to be focused on his face. Or to widen out the depth of field. First of all, what you could do is instead set your focusing point not on his paw, but on his focus on his face first. Or if you wanted more of him to be in focus, then anticipate when you're excuse me, when you're picking your settings that okay, f4 might not be enough. Maybe I've got to close up to f7.1 or f13 just to give yourself a little bit more. You've got the daylight, the extra daylight, so you can definitely work with that. So thinking backwards from there, you have your settings f4 1 over 125 ISO 200. So okay, if I wanted f7.1, that's dropping a couple stops. I'd have to boost the ISO up to about 400 ish or 600 640, something like that. Or you'd have to stop the solar shutter speed down, pick something like 1 over 50, 1 over 60, something like that. But for your first guess, focus was a little my English is just flat out broken. Your focus was a little off, but your exposure was bang on. Good job. And I love how you're shooting more with the Sony Nex 5N, which I can plainly see right here thanks to Flickr. Pin in the ground. Okay. Cool. Talking about exposure for a second. Again, pegged it. Awesome. Maybe even slightly on the darker side, but it's not off. You picked it good. Awesome. f4.5, so you did close it down a little bit, 1 over 320. Yeah, good job. And again, you've got plenty of daylight, so you can afford to stop down a little bit here. You don't really need to, not so much. Frame wise, I would have backed up. This is really pushing, the pin is really pushing the boundaries of the top and the bottom of the frame. So I would have given it a little bit more breathing room, backed up a little bit more. Again, unless you're going for that effect. I should just kind of lead all of my videos with, unless you're going with set effect, I'm going to make suggestions for another way. What I suggest doesn't always mean this is right. I'm just making suggestions. Okay, awesome. Moving on here. Oh, I should also be looking at white balance. So far, I don't know if you guys have been setting the white balance to auto or not. Wonder if it will tell me. I don't know. Won't be able to tell me. I wonder if you are setting it to auto or not, because I will be checking white balance as well. It looks like you got it here. Here, the white balance looks a wee bit off. It looks like it chose inside tungsten, so he came out a little bit blue. Whereas I know this location, actually. I know where you're sitting. I know this place. This is right across the street from my apartment. It's a great place, Magnolia Cafe. And they've got windows on the front letting a lot of daylight. So the daylight's making him look blue. So if you're going to set the white balance yourself manually, then make sure whatever light is on your subject, that's what you set it for. Unless you want him to look blue. So as far as exposure, good. Yeah, nailed it. Might even be on the slightly darker side. I only say that because you look at information in the darks here. Dude in the back, you're completely losing him, but that's fine. Just the darker parts of your subject here, you're just starting to lose it just a little bit. So even just one stop up a little bit more, and you could have afforded to go one stop higher. But as your first guess, it is very, very close. Very very good guess. Yeah, you got a damn close. And lunch at Magnolia. So, yeah, you got her. Good job. Good job, Lisa. And you even got a little bit of a glint in his eye here, so it's a full profile, but you still got that connection there. Dig it. Cool. Otherwise, it just looks a little bit off. Straighten that out. Make sure, watch the level of your camera and whatnot. Also, you probably could have afforded to frame him, maybe pan your camera or a little bit right, lose a lot of this on the side, so you get him more on the left side here, less distraction, or even gone portrait. So, yeah, there's that. Cannon fire! This is the Canon on the U of G campus. Okay, so taking a look, exposure, again, slightly on the dark side. You could just afford to go a little bit higher, but again, as a first guess, this is very workable. This is good. Let's see, you're again shooting 1/125, ISO 200. F 4.0. Cool. Here, my eye doesn't quite know where to go. It's looking again at this back end here. I'm not sure if that's what you intended to focus on or not. But yeah, there it is. I'm gonna guess that you are setting your white balance to auto, which is fine. I tend to do this every once in a while as well. But for the most part, I'll set it myself. That's just because I'm a control freak and I like having the ability to set it myself. So there is that. Yeah. So as for a photo here, it's a photo of the Canon here, and if there was something interesting written on the side here, that would have been even great. And oftentimes there is. People will write stuff on the Canon. It looks like maybe even they tried to, but perhaps it was too dark, paint was too runny, and they were too drunk. All three very possible. Very possible. Yeah, good job. Moving on to, is this your last one? Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Cool. Where is this statue? Is this on the UG campus too? I don't know. Okay, bottoms up. Okay, as for exposure here, again, nailed it. You were really good. Really good. Kim, I love seeing how far you've come with manual settings. This is really, really great. I think I can't remember, she left me some notes. I can't remember. I think I'll summarize her notes. She did send a comment along where she's said that she's become very comfortable shooting manual, and she's not nearly as afraid of it as before, and she's taken to it very well. And I agree. You, from the look of your shots, Kim, you know very well how to shoot manual. Cheers, congrats on that. You've come a long way. Everybody on the challenge has come a long way with their shots so far. In just week six, a month and a half. This is just a month and a half that we've been doing this. So, congratulations, good on you. You're off to the races. You're good with manual. As for shot here, again, watch where you're focusing. Watch that focus point, because right now you're focused on his pit. When you're losing it on his face, which is fine, he's turned away, but you can still get focused on his ear or his hand here, or close that aperture up so you can get a wider depth of field, so you can at least get all of him in focus and still have the background blurred out a little bit. Just if you close up the f-stop to 5.6, 6.3, 7.1, something like that, then you can get more of him in focus, more of his torso, his face, everything in focus. So just keep that in mind. But otherwise, I love your shots so far, Lisa. Oh my God, I almost called you Lisa. honestly, thank you for your shots so far, Kim. I love how far that you've come with your shots. I love that that you're comfortable shooting manual and you're off to the races with it. I love it. Can't wait to see more shots from you in the future. Cheers.